Greetings, Earthlings. How y'all doing out there? Welcome to Elevate Consciousness. Today we're going to talk about the deeper meaning of Sweet Tooth. In Sweet Tooth, Gus and the hybrids represent the return of the sacredness of nature and shamanism to the modern world at a time when humanity needs healing the most. As shamans, the hybrids have a deep connection with nature, signified by their animal features. They have become one with their spirit animal totems. People have different energies, patterns, and vibrations. And one way this uniqueness manifests itself is through spiritual connection to one or more animals. Everyone has a spirit animal, but the connection shamans experience with spirit animals is especially strong and part of what gives them their power. The reason why so many all over the country had hybrid babies is not only because of the microbes, but because of the morphogenic field. The morphogenic field is the theory that there is a field of information or consciousness connecting the species of an animal and determining the way that animals form their bodies from DNA. The birth of Gus caused a shift in the entire collective human consciousness, resulting in a wave of animal hybrid babies. The reality of Sweet Tooth is a mirror of our own. It is a world where modern society has very much lost its respect, appreciation, and connection to nature, spirit, and the divine life force. Spirit means that intangible energy and aspect of reality. It is something that goes beyond physical and material needs, which is the problem with modern society. It is too focused on the superficial. The implication here is that this loss of a deeper experience and comprehension of life is what has led to the pandemic known as the sick. Humanity has become unbalanced with nature and thus become sick. We can see this in the soulless automaton life of Amy Eden, who only finds her purpose and happiness once society collapses. Her purpose becomes protecting these divine children of nature and creating a new Eden of the future, just like her surname. The pandemic is a physical manifestation of the spiritual sickness of modern society. In shamanism, all illnesses are somehow rooted in consciousness. We can see this soul sickness and lack of humanity in the way in which the suburban community treats those who have become infected, burning them alive. Total selfishness and lack of empathy have taken over under the guise of righteousness and survival. There are some things that are more important than self-survival, and many try to justify harmful or aggressive acts with the reason of just trying to live. There are some things that are worth dying for. We see the same mindset in the Last Man militia. These men may have survived the sick, but they have completely lost touch with their own humanity, their own hearts, prepared to destroy anything in order to achieve their ends. Big Man, aka Tommy, experiences this selfishness momentarily when he wants to abandon his daughter, and he suffers for it ever since. In a single moment of not cherishing the divine life he helped bring into the world, he lost that one thing that makes everything else worthwhile: love. The hybrids are shamans, and Gus is their shaman king, and it is no coincidence that he is pronounced king for a day. As their spiritual king, he must be raised separately from the group and receives a special education. As Shakespeare says, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Gus's spirit has been protected from the paradigm of society and kept pure by his loving father, who has even changed the children's books in order to shield his son from the mindset and thinking of modern society. This purity and innocence represents the enlightenment of children, something that is lost in most adults, but that can always be regained and retained no matter how old one is. It is the purity of magic, mystery, and imagination. His name is Sweet Tooth symbolically because of the sweetness and beauty of his soul. That sweetness is love. The blue flower is plant medicine, and plant medicine is one powerful way nature talks to her shamans. It is a way that shamans can get in touch with their own subconscious and the realm of spirit. We can see this shamanistic theme in Black Panther, Batman Begins, and many other films. This is where true deep healing must occur. The shaman learns to take soul journeys and is often naturally adept at such activity. Later, he accompanies and protects others as they take this journey within the self. In the form of his father, Gus receives the information from the Great Spirit, or perhaps you could say it came from his higher self. He must continue on his hero's journey and share himself with the world in order to heal it. He must not give up. The shamanic journey is all about great truth, which may not always be easy to hear. He sees the whole truth, including the dark, the evil. The warning here is that there is great darkness in the world, and if he doesn't fulfill his highest potential, the darkness will win. Guided and inspired by nature through seemingly random and extraordinary occurrences, the shaman has been sent to bring sacred healing by the power of love. This is Gus's story, and the hero always finds willing companions and helpers, though they might not be who you would expect. As a shaman and king, he has divine spiritual protection, and that is why the giant stag deer appears when he is in danger. He has the spiritual power of being one with nature, allowing him to stop the tiger from attacking. Like so many films, society is the metaphor of Plato's cave, and Gus was symbolically raised outside of it in order to bring the healing energy back into the dark, shadowy cave of society. There is also the danger of masses and emotional group hysteria, another reference to the symbolic darkness that plagues Plato's cave. The animal army has become aware of this lack of spirituality in society, and thus have rejected the modern paradigm, seeking to protect the hybrids and reunite with nature. They have become aware of the spirituality of shamanism, and thereby choose their animal totem. Though they are also somewhat lost, they treat the hybrids as shamans with their proper respect. In addition, we see this animal connection with Gus's mother, who is nicknamed Birdie. The hybrids are meant to heal the sick with their spiritual shamanistic power. Dr. Bell gives her notes on the sickness to Dr. Singh, which say that the way to heal the sickness, or at least keep it at bay, is to extract material from the pineal glands of the hybrids, thereby killing them. The pineal gland is the so-called third eye, and produces dimethyltryptamine, aka DMT, the spirit molecule. Many theorize this is where all of our spiritual experiences come from. DMT is the hormone released during birth, death, dreams, and spiritual experiences. So in essence, the doctors are forcibly and sacrilegiously stealing the soul power of the hybrids to heal the sick. And I suspect later on they will learn the hybrids can heal the sick themselves consciously by using their innate spiritual power, especially Gus. To summarize, modern society has collapsed due to its loss of connection with spirituality and nature, and the hybrids are here to bring that connection back. Though Gus and the disease were both the result of experiments in the lab, it is still a manifestation of the higher order for one simple reason. It happened. There are no coincidences, and not a single thing that happens in the universe is an accident. Even though Santa isn't real, so to speak, there is still a higher force for good beyond our comprehension. Even though Gus was created in a lab, his existence is still a manifestation of the grand design of the universe. We must all learn one day as children that Santa is a fairy tale, and Gus represents this theme of the disillusionment of growing up. When we grow up, many realize that what they thought they knew were just stories that their parents had told them in order to protect them, to help make life more manageable for their delicate child thoughts and emotions. Children must endure this, and many adults as well. This is what it means to spiritually wake up. The question is, what is the real truth of this multi-dimensional reality? According to Sweet Tooth, it is one that is based in nature, spirit, and love. I hope y'all enjoyed that. If you did like it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for listening, and remember, elevate consciousness constantly.